Hello Cedar Creek students, Mr. DeCanick here for another installment of Distance Learning. Today we are going to be working on striking. We'll start out just striking with our hand. Remember, when we strike, we use an open hand to hit the object we're going to use. Alright? To begin with, we need to make sure first and foremost we start in a good ready position, which means we'll call this our skateboard position. I've put this tape line down here, and it's like we're riding a skateboard, so we want to jump on the skateboard and then we're ready to go. So our hands are at our sides. We would hold our object somewhere between our hip and our belly button. Okay? And then our back arm is straight so that when I'm going to strike the ball, I bring my hand straight back and then straight forward. The positioning of my front hand depends on if I'm using just my hand or if I have some other type of short or long handled implement, which would be like a racket or whatever we're using for that day. If it was just my hand, I would try and measure it by putting my back hand underneath, so that all I have to do is drop whatever the object is and I should be able to hit the ball, keeping my arm perfectly straight and in line with where the object is. See that? Alright? If I had a racket, then I'd need to reach out farther because the head of the racket is further out. But we want to match up those two hands or those two striking points so it makes it easier to strike the ball. Today, since we're at home, you may have to find some object, kind of like we did last spring. So we may use a rolled up pair of socks, we may use a wiffle ball, or maybe a ball that's taped up with some paper and tape, or even like a craft ball that your parents have. Now if you're going to use something like this, I'd check with our parents to make sure it's safe to use. Alright, but find something that maybe something totally different than what I have, but something that represents an object that you can strike. Alright, so I'm going to start out with our ball of socks. And like I said, first and foremost, I'm going to jump on my skateboard and be ready to go. Then I'm going to place the hand with the balls in at about my hip or a little higher, and then match up my striking hand with where that object is. Then I'm going to bring it back, and all I'm going to try and do is strike it up in the air and then catch it. Okay? So we'll say back, forward, strike, catch. Back, forward, strike, catch. When I do that, when I bring my hand back, a little bit of my weight should go back more on my back foot than my front foot. So I've slightly changed how I stand. Then as I swing forward, I transfer my weight forward to strike the ball. So that way I'm using not just the strength of my arm, but also my legs. So we're just going to softly hit it up so it goes maybe just over our head and then catch it with our one hand. So we're just going to practice that a few times. So back, forward, strike, catch. Ooh, just missed. So I'm going to change how I hit the ball so it goes up in the air. Back, forward, strike, catch. Ooh. And back, forward, strike, catch. Back, forward, strike, catch. We want to start this way with our striking unit so that we can get down just the basic concept, because it's been a while since probably some of us have done this, or all of us have done this, maybe last year at our schools. Okay, so make sure again, skateboard, hands up, back, transfer weight back, forward, strike, catch. So take about 30 seconds to practice that with good form. If we do miss the ball without catching it, then make sure we come back, we jump on the skateboard first, then place our hands. Back, forward, strike, catch. Skateboard, back, forward, strike, catch. Skateboard, back, forward, strike, catch. And just practicing. Transfer your weight as you strike the object. And striking is all about striking with force and control. So we're learning how hard or how soft to hit something to make it go where we want to go or do what we want to do. Okay? About 15 more seconds. Back. Strike. right? Make sure we're always using an open hand when we're striking, so it hits like in the palm of our hand, which is the firm part of our hand. So we strike it cleanly to make it go where we want to go.